Insurance, utilities, yard, who's handling it while you wait? Probate real estate is never just about the legal filings and court timelines. While attorneys are drafting documents and executors are reviewing paperwork, the property itself is sitting there. And the truth is, a property does not sit quietly. It changes every single day. The grass grows, the water heater might start leaking, the lights stay on, mail piles up, insurance policies expire. Neighbors notice when nothing is being done. If no one is paying attention, what looks like a simple waiting period can quietly turn into thousands of dollars in losses and major liability for the estate. This is one of the most overlooked areas in probate real estate. Everyone assumes the property is fine until it is not. By the time the problems show up, they are often expensive and can delay the entire case. That is where I come in. My role is to manage these issues before they cause damage. I make sure the home is safe, secure, and financially protected while the legal process continues. Why the property cannot be ignored? Most executors and heirs are not local property managers. They are dealing with grief, paperwork, and family conversations. Attorneys are handling the court filings and guiding the case. That means no one is actually managing the house itself. And unfortunately, a vacant home is not neutral. It is a liability. Without someone stepping in, the estate risks losing insurance coverage because the home is vacant, water or electrical damage that no one discovers until it is too late, yard overgrowth that lowers curb appeal and invites code violations, break-ins or squatters that create legal headaches, higher carrying costs from utilities that should have been managed. Every week these issues continue. The estate loses money and value. That is why I make property oversight my first priority. Step 1, I verify insurance immediately. The very first thing I check is whether the property is insured, and more importantly, whether it is insured correctly. Many families do not realize that a standard homeowner's insurance policy often becomes invalid once the home is vacant. If that policy lapses or is no longer valid, the estate is exposed. I confirm whether the coverage is active and whether it is structured as a vacant or estate property. Often that means securing a DP1 or DP3 policy, depending on the situation. I am not a financial advisor, but I know what questions to ask and which providers to connect with. This step is not optional. One fire, one break-in, or even one slip and fall on the property could create a lawsuit and drain the estate if insurance is not in place. Step 2. I review all utilities and coordinate next steps. Utilities are one of the easiest things to overlook. Gas, electric, water, trash, and even internet services might still be active long after they are needed. On the other hand, some services should remain on to protect the property. For example, water and electricity may be needed for inspections, cleaning, or showings. I work with the executor to identify what should stay on, what can be paused, and what can be transferred. This saves the estate from unnecessary bills while also ensuring the property is safe and ready for market activity. Step 3. I keep the yard and exterior maintained. Nothing signals vacancy faster than an overgrown yard. Tall weeds, untrimmed bushes, and piles of leaves make a property stand out to neighbors, city officials, and unfortunately, trespassers. I schedule yard cleanup immediately and set up recurring maintenance if needed. This is not about creating a perfect landscape. It is about protecting curb appeal, avoiding complaints, and sending the message that the property is being managed. A well-kept exterior reduces risk and keeps potential buyers interested when the home is ready to list. Step 4. I secure the property. If the property is vacant, security becomes a priority. Vacant homes attract unwanted attention, and problems can escalate quickly. I coordinate lock changes, board windows when necessary, and set up coded access through a lockbox. I also keep an eye on the property regularly, sending photos and updates so the executor and attorney know everything is secure. If squatters or trespassers ever become a risk, I will act immediately to protect the estate. This prevents costly legal action later and gives peace of mind to everyone involved. Step 5. I coordinate vendors without overloading the executor. The executor is not supposed to be a property manager. They should not have to chase contractors, schedule locksmiths, or negotiate with landscapers. That is my role. I handle vendor coordination from beginning to end. That means gathering quotes from reliable vendors, scheduling cleanouts, repairs, and maintenance, confirming that work is completed, keeping everyone updated with clean, time-stamped reports. Attorneys stay focused on the law. Executors stay focused on their responsibilities. I keep the property moving without creating more stress. Why this matters for attorneys? Attorneys often get dragged into these property issues simply because no one else is taking responsibility. Families call your office about the leaking water heater. Executors ask you if the trash service should be canceled. Neighbors complain, and you are suddenly the point of contact. This is not legal work. It is property management. By stepping in, I remove that burden from your desk. I handle the insurance checks, the utility coordination, the yard, and the vendors. You get updates, not problems. That keeps your file clean and your time protected. Why executors trust me? Executors are often overwhelmed. They do not live near the property. They have full-time jobs, and they do not know who to call. When I step in, I give them structure and reassurance. I do not hand them a to-do list. I handle the details and deliver updates. This reduces their stress and gives them confidence that the estate is being managed correctly. Instead of worrying about yard complaints or insurance gaps, they can focus on decisions that matter. How early action saves the estate money. Every month a property sits unmanaged. The estate bleeds value. Carrying costs, repair bills, insurance risks, and market changes all stack up. By acting early, I prevent those losses. For example, a yard cleanup today might prevent city fines later. A quick insurance check might save the estate from liability if something happens. Coordinating utilities early can cut hundreds in wasted bills. Securing the home prevents costly break-ins or damage. The earlier I am brought in, the more I can protect the estate's equity. Probate does not pause. While the legal work moves, the property itself keeps changing. Grass grows, pipes leak, insurance deadlines pass, and neighbors start asking questions. If no one steps up, the estate loses value and takes on unnecessary risk. That is why I take ownership of the property side immediately. I verify insurance, manage utilities, keep the yard maintained, secure the home, and coordinate vendors. I keep the executor informed and the attorney out of the drama. With the right oversight, the property is protected, the estate saves money, and the case stays on track. If you are dealing with a probate property that is just sitting there, I am ready to handle it before small problems turn into expensive ones. Why is property insurance so important in probate? Because many standard policies lapse when a home becomes vacant. Without proper coverage, the estate could face major losses if damage or liability occurs. Who is responsible for utilities during probate? The executor is generally responsible, but a probate-trained real estate professional can coordinate what needs to stay on and what can be paused to save costs. Why does yard maintenance matter in probate real estate? Overgrown yards signal vacancy, attract break-ins, and can trigger city fines. Keeping curb appeal maintained protects property value and neighborhood reputation. How do vacant homes become a liability during probate? Vacant homes can face theft, vandalism, water damage, or insurance lapses. Without oversight, these risks can stall the sale and cost the estate money. How can a real estate professional help manage probate property? They handle insurance checks, utility coordination, yard care, security, and vendor scheduling, so executors and attorneys are not burdened with property issues. Ready to protect the property while the case moves forward? Do not let a vacant probate property become a liability. Reach out now and I'll take ownership of the insurance, utilities, yard, and security so the estate stays protected from day one. Simply scan the QR code to get started or contact us today at 833-PROBATE. That's 833-776-2243. Visit 833probate.com or email info@833probate.com. Because in probate, an unmanaged property does not just sit, it costs.